So much like we could bring in external CSS content into our web pages, we can bring in JavaScript. And the same way that we did JavaScript, we can do CSS. Let's open up our editor and let me show you. So basically with CSS, we linked out to a style sheet. We also had the option to use our current on-page styling. So same thing with JavaScript. So if I want to link out to a JavaScript file, I could do script, and I could just type in the script source. So this one, interestingly enough, works like images where we're specifying source, as opposed to the styling that works like the hyperlinks. So specify the source file, and let's create a source file. So we'll just call it script. So JavaScript files are JS files, and what JavaScript does is it gives you the ability to create dynamic interaction within your web content. So when you look at your web page, you've got three basic fundamental languages that make up every single web page and that the browsers render out that content from. So you've got your HTML, which is your overall structure and your content of the web page. So everything that's visual and everything that the user is able to consume within the web page. Then we've got styling, which allows us to customize the look and feel of our web page. And then we've got JavaScript, which allows us to create dynamic, interactive content, interact with our HTML elements, and a whole lot more. So we can bring a script file in, and you'll see also online there's a number of libraries, and this gives you the ability to bring these libraries into your projects and use JavaScript. Now, if you want to use JavaScript within your page, you don't always have to link out to script file. Much like what we did with CSS, we could create the tags script, and then within here we can do, so this is just a simple alert within JavaScript. So that does that little pop-up thing. I'm not going to get too much into JavaScript. I just want to show you that how to bring JavaScript into your pages. And as you get comfortable with HTML, then you move on to CSS. As you're comfortable with CSS and HTML, then move on to JavaScript. So let's open up our web page, and I'll show you how we've got JavaScript firing off, and I can also create a brand new JavaScript file. So going over to here, I can copy that script content over to that page. And again, remember, I'm not specifying opening up the HTML tags because this in itself is going to be a JavaScript file. So we're going to give it a JavaScript extension, JS, and now that we've linked to it, like we did with the style sheet, let's refresh it, and we see our JavaScript still fires off as if it was on the page, works the same way, just like the CSS. So you can run it and have it function as if it was on the page. And again, the benefit of linking out to this external file is that you can really easily bring this functionality across your entire website. So it doesn't matter how many pages you have. If you link to the JavaScript, if you link to the CSS, you can utilize it within your web page. Now, of course, with HTML, with JavaScript, with CSS, it takes practice. So I do encourage you to take a look through the source code, take a look through the different lessons, and either open up, get your own editor, try it out on your computer, try out those HTML files within your browser, or you could go to resources like CodePen and try out different HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and see what you can make happen with these languages. And always a great place to start is to develop your first HTML template. Start again with just that basic structure. You've got your HTML opening and closing tags, your head, opening and closing, body and opening and closing, and then try to add in content and add more and more structuring until you develop out your website as you're expecting it to look, and then add in that styling to really get that look and feel and that customized display of your website content. And then after you're comfortable with HTML and CSS, then you can look into JavaScript, and JavaScript is an excellent way to provide additional functionality for web users.